Hi guys, it's Youth O'Clock and you're watching Gary TV. Welcome to the show today. It's International Youth Day. August 12th of every year is set aside to mark the International Youth Day. And the theme for this year's Youth Day is Transforming Food System, Youth Innovation for Human and Planetary Earth. For this discussion, I have, well, three young people who will be talking about the theme and relating it to what they do and other issues in the society. So to my far right, I have Chinenye Ogwejofor, who is the founder of Feed Me Foundation and a financial analyst. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And to my near right, we have Kingsley Ezeme, who is a youth development expert. Welcome, Kingsley.
A pleasure to be here.
Okay, and to my left, I have Chinedu Okadibo. He is a technology consultant.
Thank
Welcome.
you for having me.
Okay, but let's start with Chinenye. Tell us, how do young people come into what you're doing and do it effectively?
So most people that I've spoken to would say that charity work is for the billionaires, it's for the rich. Poverty alleviation can't start from young people. You're still learning life. But I found out that that's not true. That all the youth are very, very much important in, poverty alleviation, creating of food, all of that. Of course, those are what I see as very important topics when it comes to life in general. Food is important, and being able to sustain yourself is also important.
Okay. All right. We can't talk about making the environment or the planet safe without really looking at the food system. So, how can youth, the young people now, bring innovations to the food system while making the planet safe for all of us?
Okay, amazing. That's an interesting question. The rationale behind the theme of this year's International Youth Day, it's basically based on the realization that issues of poverty eradication, hunger reduction, and all that, it's almost impossible without youth engagement, education, innovation, and entrepreneurship. And that is where the role of the youth becomes tangential. We can't talk about food systems without getting the youth involved. So I think the idea behind this year's team is to get to integrate young people, not just into the execution, but into the decision-making body.
All right, I come to you, Chinedu. You're a technology consultant. We know what is happening. We see how young people are using technology in, well, the wrong way. Recently, in the news, we had how Nigerians were indicted for fraud, and all these things are technology. So, how best will the youth use technology effectively?
On the topic of food security, I think technology is extremely important, especially with like what's going on in Nigeria, where for example, the current government is prioritizing agriculture
Agriculture.
as what they want to use to boost the economy.
Yeah.
And technology plays a big part in that. For example, there are different kind of irrigation technologies, technologies to prevent soil erosion, even in terms of like you know, farming. So like, for example, drones, for example, are used to monitor farms across different regions where, for example, they're remote and people don't really go often. So there are drones to monitor those farms, cameras to monitor farms, things like that to prevent like any attacks from herdsmen or any of those sorts of situations whereby even if you're not there, you can still keep track of what's going on different locations and different farms. So this definitely plays a part. It's without technology, you can't produce in mass. With what we're trying to do in Nigeria, what the government is trying to do to achieve that, you need technology.
What's your final advice to young people out there?
I would say that we are basically the future, and for us to be, we have to step back and articulate what we want our future to look like.
It's always difficult because sometimes you tend to you know get tired or lose faith in the system because you know how the system is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But one thing I would say is that it's important to always stay focused and try to believe in the system, even if I know sometimes it may be difficult. And at the same time, try to help the person that's next to you.
It's been a wonderful discussion, and I have picked one or two things. To be sincere and to be straight up with you, we need to help one another. Find one person out there that you can affect positively. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Nkiri. Remember, it is Youth O'Clock and you're watching Gary TV. Bye-bye.